BBC Hooniverse.
The well. Well. The doctor, Belinda, and a giant well. No, Lassie has not come to save the day. But what might happen in the well? Well, let's have a discussion. The Well is a brand new episode of Doctor Who that will be out today. And today's date is the 26th of April 2025. And the current time is 6:14. So 06:14 is the time it currently is. And we'll find out at 8 a.m. what will happen in the well. So we've got this 2-hour period, or 2.5 hours, to discuss whether or not we think what I think might happen. We're not going to talk for 2 hours. Obviously, I am not a weirdo. We're going to talk for about 7 or 8 minutes. And we're going to talk about that I've got an itchy foot, it seems. And I'm just not at the back, I do apologise. So, The Well stars the Doctor, stars Belinda, and stars our famous guest actor for this week. We've got two, but I can't think of the other bloke's name, but I will get on to him in a minute. We've got Rose Aylan Ellis, who has acted recently in Reunion. So it's one of those. This is the thing that's really interesting. Danny Dyer's doing this at the moment. Danny Dyer was always doing this beforehand, but when Danny Dyer left EastEnders, people were then concerned that he couldn't act any further. So him being in Rivals, like, whoa, he can act. Then Ross Kemp didn't really do much acting after he left EastEnders, so that didn't really matter. And then Rose Ellis, I personally hadn't seen her do any acting before I saw it in Reunion. And I think she was incredible at acting, so I'm excited for her performance. So I think her performance per se will be she won't have the same reaction that Danny Dyer gets, because we've seen Reunion and now we know that Reunion was fantastic. We don't need to go, oh, I didn't know she could act, because she can act. So no matter what we say, she can act. The other famous actor that's in it, and I can't think of his name, so I do apologise, but he was the computer man out of Song of Horses on Apple TV Plus. So The Well, to me, has elements in the fact that there's a crew, elements in the fact that it's on space. It reminds me of Water in Mars. So I don't think it will be similar to that. I can't guarantee that it won't, but I think that I think Russell will help it go in a new direction from the elements that we got in that episode. Personally, I think that we should have seen Lassie and the well, or at least we should see a well. Because when I saw the word with the well, when I did that video where I spoke about what I think the title of the episodes mean, it was a massive circle. It wasn't really a well. So on this alien planet, is there no such thing as like a well, like a Earth well? Is there a standing up thing? What is a well in this alien planet? And that's the question you have to ask yourself, and that's the question you have to ask forevermore. That's the only question anyone ever wants to know. the answer to, really. I want to know that answer, and it's hard to say, right? I'll be honest with you now. It's hard to come up with predictions for something that hasn't happened yet. It's hard to come up with predictions when I know little about it, and it's hard to come up with predictions whilst trying to work out whether or not I really do agree with what I'm saying, or am I just saying it for saying it's sake. And that isn't what we want this to be. We don't want this to be, oh, he's just saying it for saying it's sake. I don't believe him. I don't believe him. La 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 la. We want to be able to understand that what I'm saying is I believe that this might be a good episode. Some people might say, oh, this is going to be a weak episode. And there's a 50% chance that could happen. Because I don't know if we can keep this strong streak going. I personally can't see fault in an episode of Doctor Who massively enough to say, oh, I just like that. I'll never actually properly ever say that. It's because I personally don't agree with some of the negativity, really. Sometimes, very rarely, I might say, oh, that wasn't good, right? Oh, I'm not a fan of that one. No. Such as, I can't remember what the episode is. Silence in the Library, that's it. I'm not a fan of that one. No. In New Who, Silence in the Library is a no game. No. So, I hope that it doesn't use elements of Silence in the Library either. But I think that it looks elegant. It looks great. And I think that overall, and I saw a teaser said, 13 go in. Will only one come out? Will a lot of these people die? I'm so curious. And I'm also curious to see how Rosie Allen-Ellis is in this one, because even though, right, she's a brilliant actor, it's not her fault. I'm not saying it's her fault. It's, does the Doctor know BSL, British Sign Language? Because I've got a feeling, because I vaguely remember something in my head that was said. So I vaguely remember hearing, no pun intended, hearing that Rose Allen-Ellis' character was going to be deaf. I vaguely remember that. I could be wrong. I probably am going to be wrong. But I've got vague recollection in my noggin, my brain, that I think she might be using BSL. Now, does that mean... Well, it doesn't mean much, really, for Rose Ellis, but as a whole, will the Doctor attempt to use BSL? I think that would be something I want to see, because we know that the Doctor is an alien. We know that he travels thousands and all over the place, right? We know that the TARDIS automatically translates spoken languages for the TARDIS team, including the Doctor. When they speak in that language, but to the viewers it's English, right? Does that mean the Doctor knows every language, like Morse code? I'm just coming up with other things that are technically words, but not really words. Morse code and BSL. Does he know all that? And that's one of the things that might make this episode really fascinating, because we might learn something that we didn't know the Doctor could do before. And I think that's a positive thing rather than perceiving it as a negative. I would take that as a giant whopping positive, right? So overall, I think the Well, I'm disappointed that the Well's never going to feature Lassie. Lassie, what's up? What? Someone's fallen down a well? Quick, come in. I think that would have been like a comical moment. Look, only one can dream. So, there we have it. Thank you guys for watching. Ta-ra. Tatty bye now.
Don't forget to subscribe to the official Tom Mason YouTube channel.